GTA 5's combat always felt a little boring to me, especially compared to the other Rockstar titles like Max Payne. So using just a few mods we can make GTA 5's combat a lot more fun. I'm talking dual wielding, shoot dodging, better effects and many more improvements. So in this video we are going to be I think you have noticed it too, but GTA 5's combat always felt a little too easy. Sure, the addition of the weapon wheel and the other mechanics in GTA 5 is a welcome touch, but it is still point and click and it emphasized the run and gun playstyle. And that is where the immersive combat mod by R2Pocky comes in. This is the most downloaded, most up to date and most complete weapon overhaul mod, improving every weapon that is in the game. It improves the effects, damage and the handling of every weapon. Small arms like pistols now shoot much faster, while automatic rifles feel much more realistic to control. I especially like the assault rifle, which without attachment feels a lot more rugged and hard to control, but when you do let a shot it deals much more damage. I think this is how an AK-47 is supposed to feel. Considering in the game you first started with these weapons, eventually unlocking better and better weapons now feel much more rewarding. The better high tier weapons like the AP pistol and the advanced rifle feel much more easy to handle, especially when you fully upgrade them. Because now attachments have a much more noticeable effect on the handling of the weapons compared to the vanilla game. Shotguns and snipers also have been overhauled. Shotguns are much more powerful at close range, while snipers keep their high damage even at long distances. Rocket shots from an RPG or homing launcher are now much faster, making it easier to hit targets in the air. Because the damage has been increased on almost every weapon, the time to kill is dramatically faster. This is true for you, but also for the NPCs, so do not be surprised to die. Like a lot. Apart from the damage that has been increased, the effects now also look a lot more realistic. You especially notice them in the dark, where the muzzle flash has been increased. You will also notice when firing your weapon for a time, you can see a lot of smoke coming out of the muzzle, which is a really nice touch. If you download this mod, it won't be as dramatic as you see here, because I am using Natural Vision Default Classic, which improves a bunch of effects, but we'll talk about that later in the video. You also might have heard the new gun sounds I've implemented. These are by C-Nord and improve almost every weapon's in-game sound. Most other sound mods are extremely loud or sound cartoonish, but this one feels much more realistic than GTA 5 sounds and actually sounds nice. Here are some of the guns with their new sounds. Okay, the next mod is super old but still works extremely well on GTA 5. Remember in the older GTA games where you could shoot someone's head off with a sniper rifle? Well, using the Dismemberment mod by Jedi Josh, we can bring this feature back in GTA 5 and it's super satisfying. Every time you use a powerful weapon like a sniper, shotgun or MG, you can dismember your opponent. Also, when you crash into them with high enough speed, there will be a chance they might lose a limb. There is an option to separate the torso from their body, but that's a little bit too much gore in my opinion. I also wanted to bring back the improved rectal mechanics from Max Payne and the Red Dead Redemption series. So using the Euphoria rectal overhaul by Migoose, pets now have a much more realistic reaction from being shot. They will stumble, fall and try their best to keep upright. Some final mods to finish off the section are damage effects by Silver Finish, which adds red borders whenever you're close to dying, and gameplay fixes by Sulemar Vientu, which adds disarming opponents and disable the right animation, making gunfights last a lot longer. So now that we've improved the core gameplay of the gunfights in GTA 5, it is time to add new mechanics to make the combat a lot more exciting. So in this next section we are going to be If you have ever played Max Payne, you know that the combat in that game is crazy. From dual wielding to jumping and shooting in midair, it is all there. So using just a few mods, that is exactly what I've added in GTA 5. First off is the dual wielding mod. Whenever I press X on my keyboard, I can now dual wield every weapon I had equipped. From normal pistols to automatic Uzis. With all of the previous improvements we made to the weapons, this feels even crazier. In theory you can dual almost every weapon. You can choose to dual wield AKs, or shotguns, or even automatic shotguns. but I don't think that is a fair fight. Another mechanic from Max Payne I brought into the GTA 5 is the jumping and shooting in slow motion. So whenever I press T, I go into this dodge animation, making time slow down, my bullets more accurate, and lets me take a lot less damage. The best time to activate this is when jumping from a roof or high ground, so you get a much longer window to shoot everyone. What I also couldn't forget is the kill cam. This mod enables that feature again in GTA 5. And it has a percentage to activate when you kill the last enemy. You'll honestly get some brutal shot with this mod. For example in this clip where his head just explodes. You probably also have noticed it throughout the video that my weapons are displayed on the back of Michael. This is possible with the weapons on back mod, that stores the last used weapon on the back of the player. It also uses this grabbing animation when equipping a weapon, making it much more realistic instead of making it pop into existence. You can pair this mod with Trail Carry, which honestly is just badass and also inspired by Max Payne. Whenever you are out of ammo with your main weapon, it switches to your sidearm, because switching to your pistol is always faster than reloading. And when you have that pistol equipped, you will have your weapon in your second hand straight out of an action movie. It looks cool as hell, don't you think? I also wanted to improve the melee animation, so it fits the improved combat theme much better. Now I shoot people with the beta takedown mod animation, which also looks badass. The mod does not work as intended, but it still works well enough. So we'll definitely keep this in. The stance mod allows us to crouch and take over behind things we normally couldn't. I think it works really well and always wondered why Rockstar removed this feature only in GTA 5. I also found this mod which allows me to shoot my gun into the air, just like in Red Dead Redemption. I'm not sure what purpose this brings, but I guess I can scare my enemy when I approach them. Whenever in cover I added new animations, which makes you hold your weapon like this instead of this in vanilla GTA 5, which is a small but welcome change. I actually have a lot more of these smaller mods I want to showcase to you, that add a little bit more control to your player. Like the persistent weapon flashlight mod, which keeps the flashlight on the weapons always on, even when you're not aiming, unlike in the vanilla game. When I jack a car with a weapon, normally you would see an animation, but in this animation you cannot do anything. But with this mod I can now interact with this animation by shooting the driver. Staying on the topic of vehicles, new drive-by animation similar to GTA 4's drive-by animation is added by the mod by Wallfire. You will now lean out the window when shooting as a byrider. But NPCs also use this animation when shooting out of their vehicle. With all of the mods previously mentioned, you can also use the alarms on explosion mod. At the end of the gunfight, this makes you really feel like you deserve the peace of an area and you need to get out of there ASAP. So all of these mods combined, what does it look like in gameplay and how well does it play? Well, it's actually awesome. We spoke about immersive combat earlier in the video, but the mod actually does wonders to the gunplay. It makes it so every weapon you want to actually use and try at least once, because they all feel really unique. If you're going in an area where there's not much space, you definitely want to use a shotgun. Well, if you're further out, you have a much better chance with a sniper rifle or an AR. You will also need to be a lot more strategic. Because of the increased damage, the run and gun playstyle is not always your best option. You will die a lot if you aren't careful. But with the new mechanics of dual wielding, shoot dodging and the takedown animation, succeeding in this run and gun combat style is a lot more rewarding. Just dual wielding alone feels awesome, and combining it with improved movement mechanics makes it feel complete. Also the small things we have added, like the weapons on the back, improved animation, kill cam and the drive-by animation makes it so much fun to play. But I think my favorite has to be the trail carry mod. Just the way it works so fluently whenever you're out of ammo is just made super well. And let's not forget, it looks badass in gameplay and also in cinematics. While putting this mod pack together, I did a lot of testing of every mod to find the perfect balance between fun, accessibility and challenge. With all of these mods I did achieve that, but there are also some mods I want to show you that did not make the cut. They all work fine on their own, but I did not include them because they were, for example, incompatible with other mods. Other mods that were included were just too difficult to use or unbalanced, while some mods didn't fit the vibe of the other mods in the video. Like the dynamic reticle mod, which makes the HUD of your crosshair a lot more complex. It includes a dynamic reticle which changes based on the probability of you hitting your target. While it is an awesome mod, I think it's not very GTA-like, and that is why I chose not to include it. The Select the Fire mod by Enforcer Zukov allows me to choose firing types. This just felt over the top and something I would probably never use in gameplay. The same was true for the Quick Draw mod by Furuska, which allows me to quick fire my weapon straight out of the holster. Shoulder Swap by the same creator was a good mod, which I originally planned to include in this video, but it is unfortunately not compatible with the Kill Cam mod. It is a shame because it actually adds the ability to swap shoulders when aiming, which I was looking for such a feature. I also promised earlier to showcase some effects that Natural Vision Evolved Classic included. The graphics mod of course makes the game look a lot better, but when we talk about combat, the fire and the explosion effects are superb. At night they look even better. If your system can't handle NVE, I would recommend these mods, which overhauls the gore, the fire and the explosions. I made for you a quick comparison of NVE and its effects versus the alternative mods, so you can choose for yourself. We also cannot forget the new weapon models. I use a selection of lore friendly models you can see on screen right now. You probably have seen this in other videos because I think these are still the best lore friendly models out there. But of course you can add real life models if you would like. That's totally up to you. And that is basically every mod I have for you today. Thank you for watching. I have linked all of the mods in the video description. Let me know in the comments which mod you thought was the best. Huge thanks to all the talented mod creators who made this possible. If you want to check out another video where I showcase the Los Santos heist mod, click here. And for a video I think you will enjoy, click here. Have a great day.